All right, we are here to fill out our brackets. This was supposed to be the bracket fill out special, Tate, but Archie Miller gets fired, and suddenly you and I.
And you're fired up about it. That's what it is.
This might be a Brad Stevens.u special instead. This is a tradition for Indiana. To fire coaches right around this time. As we know.
I mean, it does make sense though. Like you have the tournament in your backyard in Indianapolis. Everyone's talking about Indy right now, and you're not in the tournament, so they decide to act on it. So
4 years ago, Tom Crean, as we remember, the very first game on that Thursday of March Madness when everyone's just ready to sit down and watch some basketball. They throw the ball at the opening tip. Tom Crean fired. They put out the pressure.
But don't you think this is like a headline play, right? Like if you're Indiana, you're not being talked about right now, and everything it's all negative. So this is positive.
Purdue is the only team from Indiana that's in the tournament.
Matt Painter came on our show, Coach Painter.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I mean, think about Archie. Last time he was on the court, you hear fire Archie, and then.
We're talking about Brad Stevens.u now. But no, we are going to fill out our brackets. That's what we're here for. This is, I'll say some opening thoughts. So I'm going through last night, going over some notes. Boy, the haters are licking their lips this year because, like, first of all, shout out to all the haters watching. We appreciate you. We know that this is a big time for you. Big time. This is the time of year the haters get excited. They get to watch us make our picks. They're licking their lips.
Bad. Say they're terrible. You know, all that.
They mark it down. They get to shove it in our face in a few weeks. And I'll say this: the haters are very excited this year because going over the notes, The COVID pauses, trying to remember who was on COVID pause, who's coming out, who
got better because of the pause, who got worse because of the pause.
Is Baylor back or not back? I don't really know. What's going on with Kansas? What's going on with Virginia? It's already hard enough making these picks. You throw that in the mix, it makes it harder. You start throwing in stuff like Colgate has played like 2.5 teams, I think. That gets confusing. So what I'm saying, it's been 2 years.
You got teams like Georgetown that go on a hot run. Like, does the conference tournament run, mean that it's going to translate to Indiana? We don't know.
It's also been 2 years since we filled out a bracket, so like my bracket muscles are a little weak. I'm laying the I know I'm making a lot of excuses. What I'm saying is haters, get excited. This is a fun time.
This is your time for the messages to be coming back to us. We usually try to send it the other way.
Moses is here, by the way. So shout out to the Titus Tate mascot, Moses. He's
our third co-host.
He's very bored by this. He's going to fill out a bracket later. We did his bracket. He's got his Elite Eight picked. I filled that out for him this morning. He's gonna
already filled out.
And little teaser. He has got some absolutely insane picks. He's got 2 double-digit seeds. 3.
Look, he's reacting. He's reacting. He's like, don't bring this up. Just leave it alone.
He's got 3 double-digit seeds in the Elite Eight. So we're going to fill out the Final Four in the championship game with him. But first, we're going to make our own picks. So let's start in the West. We're going to start at the top left, as we always do. We got into an argument with our producer before he came on air about the proper way to fill out a bracket. It is first round all the way through, second round. And then
because of stakes, right? That's what you're pointing at. This is all about stakes. Like you can. Our producer's point was like you just do each region and you do the stakes of that region,
But what I was saying is like you can't make an Elite Eight pick and then go back to the first round.
You're saying it's hard to get out of that headspace.
Because my headspace is Elite Eight. I can't then downshift to like who's going to win Georgetown, Colorado if I had to be, So we're going to do first round. I'm going to go ahead and start us off and just write Gonzaga.
Yeah, that's a good start. I think I'll do the same, right? That's like that. Gonzaga.
Oh my God.
Easy.
My hands up. All right, so now it gets interesting. We have Oklahoma, Missouri. These are 2 teams that I think if this game's played a month and a half ago, I'm much more excited about it. Oklahoma is not playing particularly well. They have one the only team they've really beaten since, I don't know, what did I write it? I wrote it down. Since January 30th. They have one win against a team that's not Iowa State, and they won at West Virginia. I'll give them credit for that in overtime. Great win. But basically, Oklahoma has been taking a bunch of L's. A lot of moral victories, a lot of we play in the hardest conference in their minds in the country, but we're losing. So I want to pick Oklahoma, but I think I'm taking Missouri. What about you?
All right, so at a certain point in the season, Oklahoma was about a Tier 2 team. We had this moment in time where we thought they may jump up, and I was all in on Oklahoma. I felt good about Lon Kruger's squad, but like you said, there's like this little inkling in me that says Missouri's better than we think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Tillman is a guy that I think is a real legit center. So. I'm still going to go with Oklahoma, though, because, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
I filled out my bracket already before I came in, and I'm going to do my best to stick to it. I can't make any promises.
No, I'm already changing. In my bracket originally, Missouri was down. So, like, I've already made one shift to Oklahoma. So I apologize for the people at home.
12-5 upset special that you got excited about.
Yeah, you already know. Yeah. So the Big West, I mean, they're one of the best conferences on the West Coast. And if you haven't seen UCSB play, Ja'Cory McLaughlin is a guy that you need to worry about, a guy you need to watch, a potential Kimba candidate. And Creighton is one of those teams where start of the year, we loved them, felt good about them, and you still feel good about them.
I still feel good about them. I'm taking Creighton because Santa Barbara has not really – it feels 22 wins.
Yeah.
But it feels a little
shallow.
Empty calorie, a little shallow.
Yeah,
like they haven't played – like if you look at their schedule, they haven't
Big
played
West
a team –
fans at home, earmuffs.
They've not played a team in Ken Palm's top 100 all-season tape.
They beat the Anteaters in the championship game.
I think Creighton getting blown out by Georgetown is actually good. I think they lost because Georgetown is a 12 seed. We know that.
Yes.
They've already lost to a 12 seed. They just lost. They're not going to lose.
They learned their lesson by losing to a 12 seed.
Yeah, they're not going to go back-to-back 12 seed losses.
I like it.
I like Creighton. Virginia and Ohio. This is one we both are. I think we're on the same page.
But it's going to be really tough for us to make this pick because it's the upset. We're going to take the Bobcats, the best Bobcats in basketball. Shout out to the Charlotte Bobcats, RIP.
Yeah, I think Ohio's going to have the best player on the floor. I think Virginia COVID pause situation has me concerned. And Virginia doesn't play as good a defense as they usually do, and I think that's the Virginia teams that choke in March that we look back on and you're like, how did that happen? They fit this bill. I think most Virginia fans know what's coming.
And Virginia's defense usually, we look at Ken Palm, they're usually number 1, number 2, number 3. This year they're like number 12, number 13, number 14. Not that far, not that crazy away, but still not the same, like you said. And they don't have, I like Hauser, I like Huff, but it's not DeAndre Hunter, it's not Ty Jerome, it's not Kyle Guys, so not even Diakite.
Ohio's going to have the best player on the floor. That's what I keep coming back to. So I'm picking Ohio. USC is going to play the winner of Wichita State and Drake. Drake started out really hot.
The most undefeated team in the country.
Their best player is hurt. I don't know if is Hemphill back? Is he supposed to come back?
There was some reports that he was supposed to come back.
Whether he does or not, I like Wichita State to beat Drake. Same. And then I like USC because Wichita State has no answer whatsoever for Evan Mobley. I like USC to beat Wichita State. So
and I'm right there with you.
Circle Wichita State, and I'm putting USC.
And if you're just a casual fan at home and you want to find like the 5-star prospect that you want to latch onto and say, I knew that guy. I watched him play in college. Evan Mobley, USC, probably going to be the number 2 pick. Cade Cunningham will be the number 1 pick, but Evan Mobley's a real star. And he's got the big hands, you know what I mean? He can just grab the ball, Kawhi Leonard style.
He's a great quarterback prospect.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. Yeah, don't want to have small hands as a quarterback.
I went ahead and wrote Kansas and Eastern Washington. I mean, let's not overthink this.
Yeah,
but one thing that's interesting that stood out to me was Virginia obviously bowed out of their conference tournament because of COVID.
Yes.
Kansas bows out of their conference tournament because of COVID. Do you think, because when we first
saw... You think there's some chicanery here?
Well, when we first saw the bracket, you pointed out that Gonzaga, their 2, 3, and 4 seed, they've already beaten. And you're like, that sucks for Gonzaga because it's in your mind, it's hard to beat a team twice like that. But I said...
I know the experts are saying 80% of the time they do, but it's not 100%.
I said, what if this is actually... what the thought is Gonzaga... Well, now, like Kansas and Virginia might not even make it into the bubble. So
you're saying standby teams.
That's going to be Louisville and Colorado State. Now Gonzaga's region is actually super easy.
I mean, that's kind of fair for Gonzaga, so I like that.
Here we go. Oregon. If Kansas does play, obviously Kansas is going to win. Oregon VCU, this is where it gets interesting because I went back and forth on this. Oregon was hot. Oregon was very hot. They had won 11 of 12.
The pundits love Oregon. And you and I, we do our Pac-12 update. You and I were not as high on Oregon as we thought we may be at one point in the season. They had injuries. Duarte comes back. They kind of turn it on. And now I feel like they've become a sleeper team for a lot of people to make,
They had won 11 of 12 going into the Pac-12 tournament game against Oregon State. The one loss they had was at USC where Tajidi just goes nuts out of the gate. Oregon's like, we'll just go ahead and take the night off. We'll just take the night off. There's a lot to love about Oregon, but that Oregon State game, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
I think Oregon has seniors. I like that. I like a power conference team with seniors, although that's going to become – I'm going to contradict myself when I get to Wisconsin. But I still like Oregon.
I'm going to take Oregon as well.
I think Oregon.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy. I mean – and then we get down to the bottom.
And then we'll just write in Iowa.
That's easy.
I'm not going to waste time.
Shout out to Grand Canyon, though. Some of the best fans in college basketball. They're going to be very excited to be back in the tournament. And, good for the Drew family. Great coaching family.
Michigan, again, we won't waste time on that one. LSU and St. Bonaventure. This one was tough for me. This one was also tough for me. The A10,
Not for me.
The A10
American
in general,
gangster, Will Wade.
The A10 in general was tough because VCU and St. Bonaventure are both.
They're solid teams. We also like Davidson, who was also in the A10.
I'm going St. Bonaventure because they play defense, and LSU does not.
I could see LSU overlooking St. Bonaventure, which is why it gives me a little bit of reservation about LSU. But I watched them play in the SEC tournament. I really do like this LSU talent level. And so I'm going to go with LSU there.
St. Bonaventure has played 2 non-conference games all season. That does worry me.
It does worry me, too.
That definitely worries me.
Yeah, give me the Tigers.
They basically only played A10 teams. Colorado versus Georgetown, another game that that jumps out to us is which Georgetown team is going to show up. We just watched them win the Big East tournament. Colorado is a team that has been very up and down in the sense that they've beaten all the best teams in the Pac-12.
Yes.
They've also lost to like all the worst teams in the Pac-12.
And their seeding really makes no sense, you know what I mean? Because they have, players on their team like a McKinley Wright where the committee looks at that and says, oh, this is a legit team. We want to buy in on Colorado. But I cannot buy in on Colorado. And I also can't see a world in which Patrick Ewing loses in the first round after all this momentum. So I'm going to take Georgetown.
I'm going to stop you right there and completely disagree and say that Patrick Ewing and Georgetown are happy to be here. Their goal was to win the Big East. They won the Big East. They're in. In their mind, they've already won. It's over. So I'm taking Colorado because.
Come on, Coach Ewing. I believe in you. I believe in this.
Because I'm a Pac-12 guy.
I like that. You have to stick with the Pac-12.
Florida State, UNC Greensboro. When this draw happened live, your jaw dropped. You said, "Oh no, this is an upset."
Yes.
Wes Miller, the next North Carolina head coach, is going to take down
future
Florida
North
State.
Carolina head. No, maybe not the next, but a future
one.
Coach.
He's going to take down Florida State. That's what you said. Do you still believe that, Tate?
Well, this is why I introduced the pencil pick because, in my heart of hearts, I believe in Miller time. I believe in Wes Miller. I believe in Isaiah Miller. And I think that these two guys are going to get the upset if it was any other team, right? If there was any other 4 seed here, not Florida State, not one of the most athletic teams in the country, I take UNCG, and that would be my pencil pick. So, that would be UNCG. Of course, we moved them on. But then the more you think about it, Titus, the pencil can erase things. We're probably going to erase UNCG, and we're probably going to go back to the drawing board, and we're probably going to put FSU because Scotty Barnes, I actually like Scotty Barnes having the up and down of the ACC tournament. I like that they didn't win the ACC tournament.
So, I'm sorry, what? You picked both teams to win?
So
explain this to the people at home.
This is the pencil pick, right? So in my heart of hearts, the pencil comes out and says UNCG, Wes Miller, Isaiah Miller. But we're going to erase that, right? Because when I see Florida State run out of the tunnel and I see them line up against UNCG, there's absolutely no chance they're going to win this game. So Florida State's the real pick, Pencil pick,
if
UNCG. Just know UNCG. In my heart of hearts, I wanted to pick.
But if UNCG wins, you called it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the pencil pick. Yeah. It stays there. It stays there. Come on, you get it.
I'm picking Florida State because UNC Greensboro is a nice story. I think that it would be fun if they won.
Why did they have to get matched with Florida State? That's all.
But Florida State's length and athleticism. I know that's becoming like a cliche, and Florida State fans are sick of hearing about every time their team plays. All anyone talks about is how long and athletic they are. But at the same time, I think they're going to swallow UNCG alive.
Yeah,
so,
true.
There's that. BYU plays the winner of Michigan State UCLA. I see it this way: UCLA is free falling. UCLA was a team we were high on until Chris Smith tore his ACL.
But he's coming back next year.
He's coming back next year. That'll be nice. Michigan State, it is Mr. March that's coaching Michigan State.
Yes.
They put us on blast. They put out the video of me saying Michigan State's not going to make the tournament, even though the whole point of me saying that was like Michigan State still has a path to the tournament if they win these games.
Yes.
How dare you?
Full
Quote
context.
sniping.
Come on.
I don't know what to. Michigan State's going to win the playing game, and then I get confused about Michigan State BYU because I don't know what to do about that. I really don't. I think BYU is clearly the better team, but Michigan State, I'm scared. Michigan State has scared me into submission that I'm going to pick Michigan State because I don't want to get dunked on again on the internet.
Well, let's talk about it.
The haters won. Congratulations, haters. You win.
Well, let's talk about it because BYU last year was a sleeper team, for you and I going into the tournament. Had Jake Toulson, had Yoli Childs, had a team that we saw in Maui and said, rebounding team, defensive team, great young coach. I liked BYU's chances to make a real run in this tournament. I hate the matchup, though, so I'm going to take Michigan State as well. Mr. March, that's all it is. Mr. March.
I'm going to take Texas, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
We don't need to.
Yeah, don't belabor the point.
Spend a lot of time about that. I'm writing Alabama. Whoa, I misspelled Alabama. My God.
Can we talk about UConn, Maryland? Because I feel like that is the one at home that a lot of people are probably going to get stuck on.
So in my notes, I have 3 games highlighted. You can see, literally
Yeah, show
highlighted.
the receipts.
One is UConn, Maryland. One is Texas Tech, Utah State. And one is San Diego State, Syracuse, as this game is just going to be ugly as hell.
Yeah. And
I'm not going to necessarily enjoy watching it, but it's going to be close in the end.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about that. I woke up this morning at 4:30 a.m. thinking about two things, Tate. I had two things on my mind. What woke me up was the idea of Illinois maybe playing Oklahoma State in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
I just woke up and I was like, that would be the greatest thing ever to see.
Cade versus Io.
Cade versus Io.
Yeah. America's
two very hot teams.
Yeah.
I got excited about that. The other thing I was on my mind, I could not fall back asleep, was UConn, Maryland. Daryl Morcell versus James Bouknight.
Yep.
It's going to be ugly as hell. It's going to come down to like Bouknight, Morcell, the best defender in the Big Ten, guarding Bouknight, the guy who
was supposed to be the Kimba candidate.
Yeah, and it's going to come down to like a few possessions where Bouknight's like, I'm going to win this game, and Morcell's going to say, no, you're not. And in the interest of offense, in the interest of like, I feel like offense is winning out this season in college basketball. Gonzaga's offense is awesome. Michigan, Baylor, Ohio State. I'm saying offense is going to win. Defense no longer wins championships. Offense wins. I'm picking UConn.
Wow. So we have to say this because Maryland is the team that has ruined everything good this year. You know, the Magic at the Barn, they ruined it. Mr. March coming back, they ruined it.
Yeah.
And it does feel like, you know, everyone is, you know, kind of keying into the idea that UConn is going to make a run because, you know, there's no ACC team this year that's a top 3 seed. You know, the Big Ten is not able to ever win a title, so it can't be them.
Yeah.
Gonzaga's the other answer. So you're talking yourself into, you know, a UConn-type title. I am terrified of Maryland, and in fact, I'm going to do something that I never thought I would do. I'm going to take Turgeon.
Wow.
I'm going to take Maryland. I'm going to take the Terps.
I understand where you're coming from, though.
I want it to be UConn, and if it was any other team, I would take UConn, but I'm telling you, Maryland they like to ruin the
everything.
Fun. They ruin everything.
You kind of like, you flesh out what you want to happen in the bracket,
and
then you're like, it never works out the way I want it to.
You're like, what's going to break my heart the most? Maryland right here. That is it. This is not for me, people. This is just to hedge my heart.
I went ahead and wrote in Baylor. You can do the same if you want.
I'm going to write in
Unless you want to make it.
Honestly, though, can we just talk about Rick Pitino versus Alabama in new notes? Because there is a chance here that Iona makes this a game. Not going to say they're going to pull the upset, but they're going to make it a game. So I'll take Bama there. Then we'll go up. We'll take Baylor.
Moses is very bored by our picks, by the way. He's like, this is.
Yeah, of course. Whatever.
When is it my turn? All right, let's talk about your team. North Carolina, Wisconsin. Roy's never lost in the first round, right?
Nope.
This to
lost
me.
to George Mason in the second round, 2006. George Mason goes to the Final Four, but.
Few notes. Wisconsin, I wrote down that you might find interesting.
Yeah.
Wisconsin 0-7 versus NCAA Tournament team since February 1st. In the months of February and March.
Keep reading these stats.
0-7.
That's what I like to hear.
Wisconsin's best wins at Maryland, a 10 seed, at Rutgers, a 10 seed, at home versus Loyola Chicago, an 8 seed. Those are the best wins they've had all season. They have they never beat anybody at the top of the Big Ten. They do not beat good teams. What else did I have? It says here North Carolina beat Florida State. That's about it. That's all you guys did. North Carolina is a team that is building the program. Like, they're on the rise from last year to this year. You know what I mean? And they have a lot of young guys.
Yes, I know.
What are you laughing about, dude? You guys sucked last year.
Program on the rise. I was like, I appreciate that.
Am I wrong? Was North Carolina not an out-and-out disaster last year?
There was no tournament last year, Mark Titus. You forget about this.
You're laughing in my face when my team kicked your ass by 25 points in the Dean Dome, and you're laughing in my face? Get out of here.
North Carolina.
What I was saying, though, you guys have a bunch of freshmen, and you're like you're excited about the future.
Yes.
Wisconsin is like, they're like in a loveless marriage, and they're just like, are we?
They're like, is this forever?
Yeah.
Like, is this really forever?
So I'm picking North Carolina.
Do we have a break? North Carolina will win this game if they decide to speed up the game. And I say this because North Carolina, when they play a Clemson, when they play a Virginia, they play a team that values possessions, they struggle because when North Carolina has to slow the game down and make good decisions in the half court, not good for this team.
I do think there's going to be a moment in this game where you're like, we suck, we don't deserve anything, I don't deserve to be happy. You guys are down 7, and you're like, I hate everything. But
Roy
you're going to
Williams,
win.
do not start Garrison Brooks. I'll say that to the crowd, everyone. If Garrison Brooks starts and plays more than Dayron and Walker Kessler, they will lose. That's it. UNC.
All right, moving on. This is my 12/5 upset special. I'm going to make it quick. Winthrop plays very fast. Winthrop also has a point guard, and Villanova does not, and I'm very worried about Villanova. All the best Villanova teams always have a great point guard. We know this.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson, Ryan Archie Dackino. they don't have a point guard now. Colin Gillespie, they do not look the same. I think they understand that, and I think Winthrop is the pick. They're like a shot or two away from being undefeated.
Yeah, and Valdrin, who is their point guard, your 6'7" point guard, he leads the country in triple-doubles. He was a D2 transfer. Going to get a lot of stories about him when they win this game, talking about how great he is. So get ahead of that. Go with Winthrop. Rock Hill, South Carolina. Shout out to you guys.
I'm picking Purdue.
Yeah,
again, that's one I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking. We love Purdue. Texas Tech, Utah State is one that people are saying is interesting. And again, I had this highlighted. This is going to be a very ugly game. And for the same reason I picked UConn to beat Maryland,
yes,
I'm taking Texas Tech because I think Mac McClung at the end, it's going to be two teams. It's going to be a rock fight. And I think Mac McClung's going to be like, I will make the one play.
Chris Beard and Mac McClung can win a rock fight. You're right.
He's going to say, I'm going to make the one play down the stretch for Texas Tech. So.
I'm going to take Texas Tech as well. Mac McClung, also a Kimba candidate that we love.
Yep.
There's a chance Mac has a big game, hits a big shot. We've seen him do that. Did it against Texas earlier in the year. Next, we got the Must Bus taking on Colgate.
Yep.
I feel like Colgate is one of those teams where somehow America has turned and fallen in love with them a little bit, or decided that they're like a fun team to watch out for, which does scare me about the Must Bus.
No, Colgate has played 5 teams on the season.
That's
all
true.
I need to know.
15 games.
Apologies to Rob Stone, but there's 0% chance I'm taking a team that's played 5 teams, 5 opponents. No, not happening.
Must Bus.
Fun season for Colgate.
Yeah.
Remember it forever, but it ends against Arkansas. Florida, Virginia Tech. This is the first game of the tournament of the real field of 64. Florida, Virginia Tech on that Friday, noon tip. I
don't like noon tip games.
This is an interesting matchup because Florida is the better seed, but Virginia Tech is the team that's been ranked basically all year. Florida has basically been unranked all year.
Yep.
But the committee says Florida's the better team.
It does feel like they got this confused a little bit, with them being a 10 seed and Florida being a 7 seed.
I don't think they did. I like Florida. Virginia Tech is artificially inflated by a lot of empty calorie ACC wins. They beat Villanova early. Everyone gets excited about that. Villanova's not as good as we thought. Even when Gillespie was healthy, they still weren't as good as we really thought. And then
number 3 in the
Moses
country.
is like, Jesus, my God, could this get any more boring?
It's like, where is my bracket?
And then the other big one they had, basically they did nothing until they beat Virginia at home. But again, Virginia's not as good as we thought. So
and I'll say that you take Florida, Mike Young, Mr. November, big fan of you, big fan of Tech. I like Virginia Tech. I think they're better than most people think. So I'm going to take VT here. And then the next game is, I think Oral Roberts is better than we kind of dismissed them a little bit. And I would watch out. This is a game. There's a chance, Ohio State, they get up big in this game. Oral Roberts makes a run. But I'll still take Ohio State.
What's the best run that a school named after a person has ever made? George Mason?
Yeah, George Mason Final Four run, yeah.
Is that the one? I'm trying to think of another one.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be. It has to be. George Washington hasn't made a run.
John Purdue.
John's off.
Shout out John Purdue. Loyola Chicago, Georgia Tech. This is a game that is a coin flip for me as well. I go back. Oh, by the way, I wrote in Illinois.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say,
I don't know if you want to make the case for Drexel. I do not.
Shout out Drexel, though.
Loyola Chicago versus Pastner, the meme game, as most of us in the media are going to make it. Pastner versus
Sister Meme versus Josh Pastner.
Georgia Tech. Oh, you already wrote him in.
Yeah,
all right.
You already know. AC
what did I write?
Champs,
I actually
completely
forget what I said
disrespected. Should have been the 7 seed here. Georgia Tech should have been Clemson. Don't know how that happened. I feel like the committee forgot that Georgia Tech won the tournament, so I'm going to take Georgia Tech.
This one was Georgia Tech's on an 8-game win streak.
Yeah.
But Loyola is basically all seniors, and it's guys that have been there before. Krutwig, as we know, went to a Final Four before. He's the Jokic of the Missouri Valley. I like Loyola Chicago because this is a KenPom pick for me.
I mean, they are the #1 defensive KenPom team.
This is a KenPom pick.
Top 10 KenPom team
I'm doing
overall.
Loyola. Lock it in.
I mean, this is such a bad draw for Georgia Tech. I can see Loyola winning that game, though, but stick with the Yellow Jackets today.
Tennessee versus Oregon State. Similar to what I said about Georgetown, I think it's a fun run. I think it's exciting. I think you should celebrate appropriately. I think everyone in Corvallis should be like, we were picked to finish dead last in our conference. We won the conference tournament.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's a fun story. But that feels to me like that's the peak.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Tennessee.
Yeah, that's. And honestly, Tennessee is one of those teams at the start of the year we wanted to get Folked up. We wanted to have John Fulkerson be our guy. We thought Rick Barnes had a really good team this year. They have underperformed at some level. They have also had some moments where they looked like the Tennessee team that we thought they would be. But I can't really buy in too much on Tennessee, but I think they will win this game.
Liberty, Oklahoma State is. I said this yesterday when the bracket came out.
These are the party poopers, by the way. Like there is a significant chance that these guys ruin all the Cade Cunningham fun because, like I said, Liberty is a school that does things like this.
You're saying it's like was it Rhode Island that beat Trae Young? Am I remembering that correctly?
I can't remember who it was, but yeah,
exactly. It was Dan Hurley in Rhode Island.
Game.
I think. No, it was a 10-7 game because they were supposed to play Duke.
Right.
It was supposed to be Trae Young versus Duke in the second round.
That's right.
Duke was a 2 seed.
And that was a first-round upset. We didn't get to see him. And going into the tournament, all we talked about was what Trae Young was going to do in the tournament.
And he was going to play Duke. And you're like, oh, my God, Trae Young versus Duke. This is going to be awesome. So you're saying watch out for Liberty. I agree with you. Liberty was a team I would be high on if they were playing any other team but Oklahoma State. Like if you who's another 4 seed? Florida State? I could see Liberty beating Florida State.
Yeah. I mean,
I could see Liberty. I'll see Liberty beating Virginia.
Or Purdue. I mean, Purdue's probably the best of the 4 seeds.
But
I mean, Liberty's a really good team. That's the whole point.
Well, Liberty has played Purdue, by the way. I was going to make this point. Liberty has played. A lot of these smaller schools have, because of COVID, haven't played like the big boys this year.
Yeah.
Liberty, they played a ton of guys. Who they played? Purdue, Mississippi State, South Carolina, TCU, Missouri. They were loading up. So like Oklahoma State's size isn't going to, or their athleticism, which is traditionally what happens. A smaller school plays a bigger school. You might be shocked a little bit. Oh, well, they're taller than the rest of the teams we've been playing.
This game right here.
Yes. That's not going to happen to Liberty. They're going to be ready, but one team has Cade Cunningham and the other doesn't. So I'm Oklahoma State.
I don't like that OK State lets people, like they play down a competition too. So there's just like a chance that could be scary. But here's the big game too that you highlighted.
I highlighted this
is a highlighter
game. As no one's going to want to watch this until there's like 4 minutes left. San Diego State, Syracuse. Syracuse doesn't play as ugly as they typically do. It's not like that bad, but it's still Syracuse. It's still the brand. It's still the 2-3 zones.
Yeah.
San Diego State does play great defense. I don't even know who I picked, honestly. I got to revisit my bracket because I
originally picked San Diego State for everyone at home because, you know, I was a little bit West Coast biased. I had a feeling that they were going to win this game. But then you think about Syracuse and the fact that Jim Boeheim loves being a double-digit seed. I think this is exactly where he wants to be playing a West Coast basketball team. So I'm going to pivot last second and take
I am too. I just remember what I decided. San Diego State has a ton of wins, but like you suss out their schedule.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. A lot of these wins they're not. Doing
UCLA at the start of the season was like one of the best wins.
Arizona State was a huge win for them.
Yeah,
and that's all you really need to say. Syracuse has been playing well down the stretch, so I like Syracuse to win that one. We got 3 left. West Virginia. I want to make that one quick. West Virginia is going to win. Houston's going to win. Do you want to talk about Clemson Rutgers at all?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Clemson is 0-5 on the road when they go and play like out of their home area, out of their home base. Yeah, exactly. So like, I think Clemson is not a team that's going to thrive in a neutral environment. I do like Clemson's defense, and I think Rutgers is actually not that great. So I'm going to take Clemson here.
So you just made the point that Clemson sucks. So
but I still have like a little bit of hope that like Brad Brownell is going to get this team right for this moment. They're going to try to live up to being a 7 seed, even though I don't feel good about it. I'm going to take Clemson there, and then Houston.
Yeah, I took Rutgers just as an ACC Big Ten pick.
Yeah,
I feel like I wanted. There's a handful of matchups of those. Where,
honestly, that game makes no sense to me. I really don't know what's going to happen. Clemson, at times, I mean, this year before the pause, we thought Clemson was going to be one of the best teams in the ACC, maybe win the ACC. So I don't know. They're very up and down, but I'll take them here.
All right, is that what I actually picked, by the way? Yeah, it is. All right, second round, we can move through it a little quicker, I suppose. Gonzaga, Missouri. I like Gonzaga. I like Gonzaga a lot.
Yeah.
In every game Gonzaga plays. Spoiler alert. Creighton,
I'll take the Zags.
What'd you have? You had Zags, Oklahoma.
Zags, Oklahoma, yeah.
Break down that game for the double-digit second round
So this
game.
is the 12-13 game. You know, this is the time where Jason Preston, I think, lets the world know that Ohio is going back to the Sweet 16. They're basically, you know, going on a full tilt run here. And
2012, last Ohio appearance in the NCAA tournament, they go to the Sweet 16, lose to Carolina. And they had Carolina on the ropes, but ended up losing.
Stillman White started that game, we should say. Kendall Marshall got hurt by Creighton. Your team right there hurt Kendall Marshall. So Ohio Zags.
Look at Mose dancing.
Mose. He's like, I'm on camera. What am I supposed to do?
That's amazing.
Thanks,
so I think the Ohio run is this. When they beat Virginia, the story is Virginia just didn't have it.
Yeah.
It's not so much about Ohio, it's more about Virginia. Yeah. I think when they play Creighton, the story is Jason Preston. The story is Ohio might actually be good. Can Ohio give the Zags a good game? The answer is going to be no, but I think I like Ohio. Ohio is my Cinderella for this tournament.
Yeah, same here.
I'm very biased, but I don't care. That's what this tournament's all about. I just love Moses coming alive. What do you got? We both got USC, Kansas.
Yeah, this is my big pick here for the Pac-12. This is a West Coast basketball pick. This is an Evan Mobley gets the world to know who he is pick. The Sweet 16 is for USC. I think this is good for West Coast basketball. I think KU is not the KU that we expected them to be, of course, this year. KU won the national championship last year. People forget this. We didn't have a tournament, but they won the national championship. So they're okay to lose here, and I'm going to take USC going.
This is a close your eyes and picture it pick for me. Like, I can't picture USC beating Kansas to go to the state. I picture
all
Bill
I picture
Self.
in my head is McCormack going up against Mobley, and it just being a domination from Mobley.
The question is, how many FBI agents will be at this game? Kansas, Andy Enfield, and Bill Self. That's the real question. By the way, I think subconsciously I didn't love this pick because I kind of smudged it as I wrote it. So, that worries me.
Yeah.
That worries me. I don't know what I'm thinking there. Oregon, Iowa.
This is a game that scares me because any team that shoots well from three against Iowa has a chance to beat them, and I think in all their losses, the team has shot over 39% from three. Oregon can do that. So this is a watch-out Iowa upset game. It scares me a little bit, but I'm still going to take Iowa.
I'm also taking Iowa. I think Iowa is a hashtag unfinished business.
Yes. You can't lose in the second round.
So you can't lose in the second round unless you're Wisconsin. They are also an unfinished business team, and their business is about to be
business will never be finished.
Their business is finished.
Outstanding business.
Michigan, St. Bonaventure for me. Michigan, LSU for you. Michigan terrifies me. Picking against for Michigan.
Yes.
The Isaiah Livers loss, who knows what the hell that's going to mean. They look good against Ohio State without Isaiah. They lose, but they played kind of well, and you still see it. You still see a great team. Hunter Dickinson's awesome.
They
Wagner's
have enough
awesome.
pieces to make a run of the Sweet 16, I think. So I'm going to take them to win this game. It's going to be a tough game against LSU.
I want to do a pencil pick with Michigan where I'm like.
Do you want the pencil?
I want to do pencil I want to pencil Michigan losing every game and winning every game. So that no, not really. I'm committing to it. Michigan's winning.
If you need it. Yeah, I'm going to take Michigan too. I liked LSU here in my heart, but I'm going to go with Michigan.
Colorado, Florida State, again, a close your eyes and picture it game. Like Florida State is. Florida State, when the bracket came out yesterday, I said to you, I like the idea of Florida State more than I like Florida State.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it, and I was like, that's how they get you. Is that I'm overthinking it now. I'm like, Florida State, I don't trust them, but then that's why when you look up Florida State's good. I'm all over the place.
Florida State's one of those teams where they have to be in the Sweet 16. Like, you know what I mean? I did my original bracket. I pencil picked UNCG to this point, and I was like, there's no way that UNCG is going to be here. I wish they were, but I'm going to stick with FSU. And then I love the fact, Titus, that in 2018, Michigan, FSU, we were there. We saw that game in the Elite Eight. So I like the redemption Sweet 16 game here.
I do too.
That was the Leonard Hamilton game with Dana asked him down 4. Why didn't you foul? And he says, huh?
We both have Michigan State, Texas. Is Mr. March keep it going in your eyes?
This is the Shaka Smart game. This is the game that Tom Izzo owns Shaka Smart, and Mr. March moves on.
I say the opposite. It's the It's the Shaka Smart game. As
You think Shaka does it? You think he gets over the hump?
Yes.
I hope so.
Yes.
This is. I don't want to bet. I don't want to take my heart here and take Texas because, as you know, Texas was a Final Four team for me after the Maui bump.
Yep.
So I hate to do this, but I feel like Mr. March is going to do it.
Isn't Shaka only made one Sweet 16 in his career, and it was the year they went to the Final Four at VCU?
Yes.
Am I remembering that correctly?
I think we talked about this.
I think we've talked about this before. Yeah. Damn it! Give me the pencil. Does it sharpen?
Michigan State's a bad draw, though, I will say.
Alabama, UConn for me. Alabama, Terps for you. Do you believe that Bama, the tide keeps rolling?
Yes, I do. I do. I believe Alabama goes here to the Sweet 16.
Alabama.
Nice.
All right.
Here we go. Here comes the fun.
Baylor, North Carolina. We'll make this one quick. Baylor.
I will say this. If North Carolina plays Walker Kessler, Day'Ron Sharp, and the freshman, and not Garrison Brooks, they could beat Baylor. I don't see it, though. I see Baylor winning this game. I think Baylor's the second best team in the country, probably. So we'll take Baylor there. That's easy.
We both have Purdue, Winthrop, and
this is going to be a really good game.
I think it's going to be a great game.
This might be one of the better games.
I think I'm trying to figure. Let me see how this is going to play out.
I know who I'm taking.
Purdue's going to win. I got Purdue winning, but I'm just trying to figure out how are they going to blow them out, or is it going to be like...
No, this is going to be a race to 69.
A scratch and claw. Purdue's going to win. Who cares? It doesn't matter how
Take Purdue. Take Purdue.
Just matters that they win. Texas Tech, Arkansas. Whew.
This is Must Bus versus Mac McClung.
Moses Moody versus...
Yeah, you just said it. That's the name that really matters.
I wrote down Arkansas originally. I think I have to do Arkansas because I want Arkansas to play Ohio State, honestly.
Yeah.
I want Arkansas, Ohio State. I think that's not because Arkansas fans, calm down. I'm not saying like I think we can kill you guys. I'm saying that just is like a fun matchup for college basketball.
I'm scared of this game for you, by the way. On my board, VT Ohio State.
Who for Virginia Tech?
Yeah, I'm scared of Virginia Tech
Why?
for you. I just think that could be a tough game for Ohio State. Could be a tough game.
Please.
I'm gonna take Ohio State.
I'm not scared
though.
of.
I'm gonna take Ohio State.
I'm scared of nobody. We fear nobody.
Mike Young's a good coach.
We
I'd
fear
watch
nobody.
Out. I'd watch out.
Ohio State's beating. I think Ohio State's beating Florida. By the way.
There you go.
Illinois Loyola, a game, an in-state game for me, a game that I could.
This is Chicago basketball.
I could see. I said yesterday. I said this is a game that
DePaul fans, Northwestern fans are all watching this game.
This is a game I see Illinois goes on like a 9-0 run, and Curbelo starts stirring it.
Yes,
and
yes.
starts pointing like this.
Yes.
And Coburn's flexing.
Yes.
And they're up like 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, DeMonte Williams on the bench flexing.
And meanwhile, Loyola's in the timeout like, we're fine. We're down 6. There's like 12 minutes left. We're all right. I think this would be an awesome game if it happens, but I still think Illinois wins. I can't pick against Illinois this soon. So.
Yeah, this is ACC tournament champ, Big Ten tournament champ. I like the idea of Georgia Tech, Moses Wright, being in this game, battling in this game. But at the end of the day, Illinois is a better team, so I'm going to take the Illini.
Tennessee, Oklahoma State for me. I'm taking Oklahoma State just because I want it to happen. That's really.
I don't trust Tennessee at all, so I'm going to take OK State.
I want Oklahoma State to play Illinois, so that's.
That's easy. That's easy.
Syracuse, West Virginia. Okay. All right.
Here we go.
What do you have Syracuse, West Virginia as well?
Yes.
Dude, West Virginia, here's the problem. What I said about Florida State earlier, the team that I think I like the idea of them more than I actually like them, I think that's actually West Virginia. I think like the idea of a Bob Huggins team that can score a lot, you're like, that's
perfect. That's the recipe.
Perfect.
Yes. At the start of the year, you and I, when we had him on the show, Coach Huggins, Huggy Bear, we asked him about his team. He was very excited. He said we can shoot the basketball, and we said this is a Final Four team. Yeah. This is the time that we make the run.
Moses is walking off the set. He's heard enough.
Mose,
come here, bud. Mose
with the haters. Going with the haters. They're calling him over. They're like, come here, Mose. This West Virginia team, though, like you're saying, like I thought they were going to be the ones. I thought they were going to be able to make a Final Four run. I'm scared of Q's here because of the zone, but I'm still going to go with West Virginia, the Sweet 16.
I agree with you. I think West Virginia is going to pull it out, but like, man, I don't believe in West Virginia as much as I wish I did. But also, I'm looking at the bracket I filled out last night, and suddenly
I'm not even looking at mine anymore.
Moses,
it's not even the same.
Moses, come here, bud.
He's gonna go part some things.
Houston, Rutgers for me. Houston, Clemson for you. I hate Houston. I've hated them all year. They have lost some stinkers. I do not believe in the Houston Cougars long term, but I do believe that they're good enough to make the Sweet 16.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
I think they have to make the Sweet 16. To be honest with you. Like that's a really big thing for them.
By the way, Houston's playing first game in Assembly Hall, I believe. If I read that correctly yesterday, I was seeing a lot of information being thrown out.
Yeah.
I believe that Kelvin Sampson is playing in Assembly Hall, and if he's not, I'm gonna believe it anyway.
I mean, just the thought of Indiana basketball having such a presence in a tournament that they're not even in is really good. You know what I mean? You make the fire, you got Sampson in Assembly Hall. Are we back up top here?
We're back up top in the Sweet 16. Again, Gonzaga is moving on for me. I don't think Gonzaga is going to be challenged until the Elite Eight at the earliest. They are by far the best team in this tournament. They are undefeated for a reason. That reason is that they are much, much better than every other team in this country. Yes.
That's the one thing we should say about Gonzaga. It's not a fluke at all. And the fact that it's hard to talk yourself into someone beating Gonzaga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the fun part about this bracket, right? Like every single round you go through and you're like, I don't know, I could see Oklahoma. And you're like, at the end of the day, no way. You know, I mean, same thing here. Ohio, they're hot, they're fun. Jason Preston, no way. The real test comes in the Elite Eight.
Yeah. So. I don't even think that's a real test, but like a test.
A test. The team they already beat. Right?
Kansas, Iowa for me. Who do you have? You have USC, Iowa.
Yeah.
I'll go first here. Kansas, Iowa. I see Iowa winning this. I see this as a game that is very close. Joe Wieskamp hits a big shot. We'll say Wieskamp hits the big. Maybe Bohannon. Someone hits a big shot.
I like Wieskamp.
I close my eyes. I picture Iowa as an unfinished business team. They didn't win the Big Ten this year, but they were still a very good team. Obviously, they got a 2 seed.
They need a trophy. They need something.
Garza he's going to win National Player of the Year. But this to me is the Iowa trophy. It was winning the Sweet 16 game. They're going to lose to Gonzaga, by the way.
But getting into the Elite Eight, we remember.
I picture like Wieskamp hits a big shot. Kansas goes to tie it. The ball's getting batted around.
Yep.
There's the horn sounds.
Agbaji tip.
Fran McCaffrey's raising his fist. He's like hugging his wife in the crowd. And Garza's like pointing to his dad,
Yes.
and that's what I picture. So I'm taking Iowa.
I see it. I'd take Iowa as well. I want Iowa to go to the Final Four, but unfortunately they played Zags.
Kansas social media person is like, just took that clip and they're going to play it.
Like, the opposite happens.
How it started, how it's going.
Agbaji hits a shot to win. They're like, these idiots.
Kansas wins by 25.
These idiots and their stupid scenarios.
He's absolute idiot. But yeah, this is hater season right now. This is hater season. Michigan, Florida State, 2018 rematch.
Yep.
They played in the Elite Eight.
Yep.
That was the Elite Eight game.
Yeah.
I like redemption.
I love redemption.
I think Michigan, again, like, I hate that I'm picking against Michigan because I do think that I really do. I just want
to show the people at home. Last night, FSU had them all the way marked out and then got them all the way back here and redid it and felt good in the moment. So I think Florida State, I slept on it. I feel Coach Ham has to go to the Final Four.
This is the problem with filling out brackets is that you see that I picked Florida State to beat Michigan. And Michigan fans probably think that I was delivering this as like Florida State is going to crush Michigan. What I'm saying is like I don't know who Michigan is without Isaiah Livers. I think they're good, but like I don't know.
Florida State is they're
and also
a deep
I just
team.
want to make the bracket interesting. I mean I got 1, 2, and I don't want to put another. I'm just trying to have some fun here. Texas, Alabama for me. You have Michigan State, Alabama. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, this is the Nate Oates Elite Eight year. This is the year that Nate Oates lets the people that Bama's for real. Bama's a basketball team. Bama's a basketball school. We're getting top recruits coming in. We also can make a tournament run. But the reason why I have Bama here is because it's going to go up against Leonard Hamilton, and Leonard Hamilton needs a coach that has less experience than him to get to the Final Four to beat, and that has to be Nate Oates. So that's why I have that matchup.
Big football.
Yeah, I like this.
Big football situation. Michigan, Florida.
I respect you having Texas.
It's been a hell of a Final Four in the 90s of football.
Yeah.
I picked Texas to beat Alabama. I've talked myself into Texas coming forward. We've gone on off the Texas bandwagon a million different times. The Maui bump is coming.
I ended off, yes.
The Maui bump is going to come to fruition. I like Texas to the Elite Eight.
I like it.
All right, Baylor, Purdue. We both have Baylor, Purdue.
This is the game. This is the game that really.
Who did I end up picking? I picked Baylor.
I picked Baylor as well, but I mean, this is the Elite Eight from 2019. Yeah. This is the Carson. This is the game Purdue takes Baylor to overtime, and Purdue should have won the game, but something happens and they lose, and we all remember it's the game that Purdue should have won, but they lose in the Sweet 16.
And then Baylor goes to like the title game, and everyone's like,
man, that could have been.
Yeah, we gave Baylor the best game other than Gonzaga, and they hang a banner that says, "Gave
should have
Baylor
won the title."
Gave Baylor the second best challenge they had in the NCAA tournament.
That's the game, though. Baylor-Purdue. In Indiana.
I also picked Baylor. And I think, honestly, what I was thinking is that I'm picking Ohio State to beat Arkansas, by the way. I don't want Ohio State to play Purdue a fourth time. I think that's really it. It's like, I'd rather – Baylor's better than Purdue, but I don't want to play Purdue a fourth time because they're definitely going to beat Ohio State. So
I got Ohio State as well. I think the Muss Bus ends in the Sweet 16. That's pretty much like – I think a great year for the Muss Bus, and also where he usually stops. So
this is the big matchup. I woke up at 4:30 a.m. this morning, did not go back to sleep, could not stop thinking about it. Io versus Cade, big shot versus big shot. It was my Kemba Canada versus yours. Who are you taking?
Coffee Coburn. I'm taking Illinois. I'm taking the big. I think he's the best big in the country right now, Coffee Coburn. And I think in this game, OK State matches up, pretty well when you talk about the stars. You obviously talked about Cade, and I think Cade can keep them in this game. But at the end of the day, rebounding is going to be the difference. I take the Illini.
We have been consistent all year with calling out Big Ten teams that get too hot, believe that they are better than Gonzaga. That is a continuous theme amongst the Big Ten.
See, I don't think Illinois thinks that.
They don't think it.
The fans do. The fans. You at home, you think that.
Illinois,
the players don't.
If you asked Illinois if you played Gonzaga today, they're saying we're winning by 30.
Maybe Bushanis-Villy thinks it, okay? But that's
literally every single. If you step foot, if you've gotten gas at an Illinois gas station,
I like confidence. All right.
You believe that
Illinois fans, I'm riding you right now. I'm taking you all the way to the Final Four.
Every single person in the state of Illinois thinks Illinois is by far the best team in the country, and we've seen time and time again these Big Ten teams that are like, it happened to Ohio State, it happened to Michigan, it happened to Wisconsin after they beat Louisville. It's happened over and over. I think this is it. This is like the Illinois got their trophy. They made their statement. We are the best team in the Big Ten.
I would be worried if they didn't win in 05. If they lost the Big Ten tournament in 05, I'd be worried. But they won it in 05. They went to the title game. This year, they're going to go to the title game as well.
We should note, none of the players or coaches on the team now were there in 05.
It's the same tradition. Same tradition, Titus. You know how it works. Illinois.
I like Oklahoma State.
Whew, wow, that is such a big upset. That's not anything to do with the fact they just beat your team,
Dude,
right?
It's a brand play. It's
brand.
like listen.
Bandwagon play.
Dude,
Make
when
sure you bring
Cade
that
Cunningham
up.
goes number 1 in the draft,
That's our bandwagon pick.
and we asked him to come
You're
on the
right.
show.
I like it.
We asked him to come on the show, and he's like, "Why should I come on your show?" And I'm be like, "Cause I picked you guys to."
Sure.
And he's gonna be like, "I'm coming on your show, dude. It's for the. Come on.
West Virginia, Houston.
Use your brain." West Virginia, Houston. I don't need to make this any more complicated than it is.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
pretty
love
easy.
West Virginia, but I really don't love Houston. So,
Yeah, that's an easy one.
unfortunately, it's gonna be West Virginia.
So.
All right, so our Elite Eight is set. Keep it
Man.
going. Let's get to the Final Four. Gonzaga, Iowa. Gonzaga already beat Iowa in South Dakota earlier in the season.
99-88. Yeah.
You think that favors the Hawkeyes?
I think it gives Iowa a better chance here. That's all I'm saying. But I still think Gonzaga.
I think the reason Gonzaga won the first game is because they're better than Iowa, and they're going.
That's
to win
usually the
second game.
case.
Yeah.
I'll take Gonzaga.
So I'm taking Gonzaga to the Final Four. I have Florida State, Texas. You know what?
Let's go, Coach Hamilton. Final Four, Leonard Hamilton's first Final Four. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Respect this man.
Screw it.
Here it goes.
Screw it. I'm doing Texas, just for fun.
I like it. Shaka in the Final Four. He's back. That's good.
I'm doing Texas just for fun. Ohio State, Baylor. I'm picking Ohio State. We're not breaking a sweat until the Final Four. Baylor doesn't play defense anymore, dude. They come back from COVID pause. Their defense is falling apart.
Second best team in the country, the Baylor Bears.
If
Final
Baylor,
Four.
If Baylor and Ohio
Scott
State,
Drew gets over the hump.
If Baylor and Ohio State actually meet, that's going to be the game of the tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be a great
just
game.
fun to watch.
Yeah.
Shot makers everywhere.
Yeah.
Matthew
Butler
Meyer
versus Washington.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
It's going to be awesome.
That's a good game, but I like Baylor to go to the Final Four.
I have a Big 12 matchup. These two teams have played each other already twice, like in the last week. They played back-to-back. Oklahoma State won both.
That would be terrible. That would be terrible. No one wants to see that.
No, I'm picking West Virginia because they've already.
Are you kidding me? You better ride Cade. You better ride Cade in the Final Four.
They beat him twice. They beat him twice in a row. They're not going to beat him 3 times in like 2 weeks.
Yes, they are. You just said the better team's going to win. Move them on. Illinois Final Four.
All right, hold on. You might talk me out of this. I thought like if there's no way Oklahoma State's gonna beat West Virginia 3 times in like a span of 2 weeks.
I mean that is true. I mean based on this matchup, I'd probably take West Virginia, but we got to ride Cade.
All right,
to the
I'm
Final
riding
Four.
Cade. It's for the
ride
show.
Cade for the brand. There you go.
Oklahoma State.
Illinois gets back to the Final Four, first time since 2005. And
all right, Final Four. Take a big picture look at it. Tell us what you think. You have 3 1 seeds and Leonard Hamilton. I got a little more creative with mine. I have Gonzaga as the only one to make it. Ohio State. I mean, obviously, the one part about having when your alma mater is like a 1 or a 2 is like you kind of have to pick them. I don't know if I actually believe we're gonna do it.
Yeah. No. If you don't, then you just look like you're not a good fan.
Yeah. I don't love my Final Four. I'm going to say it.
I don't really love mine either. I mean, in my heart of hearts, I do feel like Purdue is going to be here. I think there's going to be at least 2 Big Ten teams in the Final Four. I think if I look at this Final Four, I say to myself, inexperienced head coach, guy that's been there before. I think Mark Few, this is a great draw for him. This is what he wants. I mean, you definitely beat FSU and Leonard Hamilton here. Get it cruising in the championship game. These two, I think, are battling to see who's the second best team in the country.
Yeah,
I think that's why this game.
Yeah,
all year, we decide who the second best team is. I think Illinois wins this game because I think they're playing better right now. And then I think, we get to the title game and.
Oh, Moses is back.
Man, throw out everything.
So, you do like your Final Four, though.
I like my Final Four. I do. I like Purdue here, but I feel like I can't see Purdue beating Baylor. So.
This is me taking 2 years off of filling out brackets. Is that you look at just individual games. You're like, who's going to win this game? Who's going to? And that's how you fill out a bracket. That's how it works. That's how the tournament works. You have to win the individual games.
Yeah.
And then you look up and you see this, and I'm picturing the T-shirts that say 2021 Final Four, and there's 4 logos, and there is just no. There's just no way Texas, Oklahoma State. That's not going to be the 4. There's no. I mean, I hate my Final Four, but we're here.
I think, but at the end of the day, right? Baylor's probably the team that Baylor probably beats Ohio State in the Elite Eight. You just can't say that.
Sit.
You just can't say that. That's all it is. All right,
so
we ready?
Make your picks.
Yeah. So we're gonna take the Zags here.
I'm also taking Gonzaga.
I'm gonna take Illinois here.
I'm sorry, Cade. Cade is.
Is Cade in the title game?
Cade is not in the title game.
All right,
I'm not picking against the Buckeyes against Cade.
All right, that's probably fair, honestly.
I got Ohio State, Gonzaga. You all knew it was happening. These are the two teams I have had the most fun watching all season, so that's really it. That's the title game I want to see.
Yeah.
I love watching both of these teams all season. So,
I would agree with that. I think
that's
it.
Gonzaga, and you have Gonzaga versus the Big Ten. I have Gonzaga versus the Big Ten.
Who will be the biggest loser?
Obviously, I'm going to be at this game, and I would love for Ohio State to win. And in my home city, I would go absolutely nuts. I don't know. It would be a dream come true.
Yes, it would. It would be beautiful.
But I have watched a lot of Big Ten basketball in my life. I know how this works. I've seen this story before. And Ohio State, if we play Gonzaga in the national title game, we are going to fight valiantly. We are going to show America that we belong. We are going to lose.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump right to it. We're going to lose. Gonzaga is my national champion. I think the Big Ten.
Great pick.
Gonzaga has to win this national championship. They have to. It's a must-win for Gonzaga. It's a must-win for the Big Ten. And I think Gonzaga is going to win it. I think that's like ultimately what's going to happen in the Big Ten. We're going to go into next year and we're going to be like, all right, but this is our year now. And it's just going to keep going, and we're never going to, as a conference, win a national championship.
Not so fast, because this is the year of the Big Ten, because we are playing a Mickey Mouse Big Ten tournament. And that is what we are doing in Indianapolis. We all know it. This is not a real tournament. If we were playing real regionals in real places, there's no doubt about it that Gonzaga's the team. Everyone wanted to zig, but you have to zag. Any other year, I pick Gonzaga in the national championship game. If we're playing in Atlanta, playing something like that, but we're not. We're playing in Big Ten country, and this is the year that Illinois gets redemption.
You're drinking the Kool-Aid, man. You're drinking the Kofi
redemption
Coburn.
for 05. You're fighting Illini, the national champions. Drew Timme gets owned by Coffee Coburn. The Bigs are back. Big Ten basketball takes over, and they get their first national champion since 2000. This is the matchup of. I see what you did here. These are the teams that were both robbed against North Carolina. Exactly. These are the biggest losers, and now they're going to go and figure out who the team that should have won after they lost to the better team. Who should have beat North Carolina?
Are we supposed to write down?
Who should have beat North Carolina?
Are we supposed to write down scores? Isn't that how you work when you do brackets?
Yeah. Let's do it. I'll do it.
If Gonzaga played Ohio State, I'm going to put it at. Boy, that's going to be a high-scoring game. We'll do.
81-75, Illinois over Gonzaga.
I'm going to do 112. You know what? I'm going to do 126 to 124. 3 overtimes.
This is not the G League championship. What is going on?
3 OT. Sign it so it's official.
Oh, man. Oh,
there
yeah, we have to sign it.
126 to 124, 3 OTs.
There we go.
Book it. That's it. Let's get Moses out here. Moses, come here, buddy.
Moses, your picks.
We'll wrap it up with this. Moses, come here.
Mosey.
So, Moses, come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here, dude. We need your picks. Sit. So here's the deal with Moses' bracket. I did this morning. We got him out to the Elite Eight. And you're asking how do you do it? You take 2 treats, two pieces of food, whatever it is. The left hand represents the favorite winning. The right hand is an upset. You just go like that, and then he picks one. You see how it works? And in that case, he would have picked the upset.
Yes.
That's it. And you make and then you write it down. So some things of note here. He has Missouri beating Gonzaga.
I love his handwriting.
By the way, if you're asking why should I listen to Moses, who cares? It's just a dog.
Yeah.
First of all, how dare you?
Yeah.
Secondly, this is the dog who world famously in 2013 picked Florida Gulf Coast to the Sweet 16 correctly. This dog right here. This dog, I defy you to find a dog who has watched more college basketball this season or any season. When he's home, when I'm home with him, we're watching college basketball. When I leave the house, I leave the TV on, college basketball.
That is true.
It gets in his brain. We're talking about you, buddy. So he has Missouri beating Gonzaga. That stands out. He has VCU going on a run as well. Missouri VCU right here.
Moses,
LSU
I love it.
for Michigan. This is the big one. Abilene Christian. I have Texas in my Final Four. He has Abilene Christian beating Texas.
He's a godly man.
Going all the way there. Iona over Bama.
Dude,
is of note.
Patino fan, we love to see it.
He loves Baylor, we should say. He has Ohio State losing. Yeah, we hear you, buddy. Hang on, it's not your time yet. Ohio State losing to Florida.
That's a good call. I like that.
Oh, Cleveland State, that's the big one.
Yeah. He's an
Ohio dog.
Yeah.
That's his hometown team. That's actually if I'm thinking about it, where he was born. That's the school that's closest to where he was born.
That
literally is his hometown.
And he loves
school.
the Jerry Tarkanian quote too. He always says that.
So let me grab the Sharpie so I can. I can fill this in here. So, yeah, we have the Elite Eight set. We have Missouri, VCU. I guess we'll start with that, Moses.
Oh, Moses is like,
left hand is Missouri.
Yes.
Right hand is VCU. We cross it. We go like this. Get him confused. VCU.
Nice. He loves VCU. He's a big VCU guy.
VCU. He's got a 10 seed.
Wow.
VCU.
This is a Shaka Smart kind of, like he's like giving
VCU
a little
has been there
premonition
before,
there.
so we'll see here.
Like it.
All right, so we got Abilene, LSU. Is this the does the run continue?
This is the Abilene Christian Final Four.
Left hand is LSU. Right hand is Abilene.
Come on.
Here we go.
Come on, Mosey. You know it.
Oh my God.
Good job, Mosey.
Abilene Christian to the Final Four. How about that?
These are great picks. Like they wanted a crazy bracket. Here you go.
Baylor, Florida. So Baylor will be the left hand. Florida's the right hand, right? That's how it's gonna work.
Come on, Mose. Take Baylor.
Here we go.
Get Scott Drew there.
Confused.
Get Scott Drew
there. Okay. Oh my God, he's taking upsets. Upsets galore. Florida. Cade Cunningham versus the hometown team.
Yeah, there's no way Cleveland State's not winning this game. This is
Cade Cunningham versus the hometown. Should we get him to spin or something? Go around in a circle. Go do something. Shake it up. Shake it. Left hand is Oklahoma State. Right hand is Cleveland State. Okay. He's taking upsets.
Let's go.
He's taking nothing but upsets.
You know what your hometown team is.
I don't love this.
Let's go.
We got to shake up the system here because I feel like he's just going to keep picking the upsets. There we go. Walk over there, Mose.
Yeah. Take a break. Take a break. Clear out.
All right,
Clear your head.
Final Four. VCU, Abilene.
Clear your head.
Come on, Mose. Come here. Left hand is VCU. Right hand is Abilene. He takes VCU. Dude, he's going to beat me. I swear. He beats me every year. Florida versus Cleveland State. Left hand is Florida. Right hand is Cleveland State.
Everyone's on this
game. The hometown team. Okay, Moses.
Dude, let's go. This is the Jerry Tarkanian dream here.
All right. Championship, Mose. It's all or nothing. We're just going to put him down in front of him. Here it is. The left represents VCU. The right, this one represents Cleveland State.
No pressure, Mose.
Are you ready, Moses? Pick your national champion. Let's do it towards the camera so everyone can see. Come here. Come here. Come here. Sit. VCU is this guy. Cleveland State is this guy. Wait. You got to spread it like that. Put them close. VCU. Cleveland State. No. No. Okay. Cleveland
State for Jerry Tarkanian. Hometown picks.
The 15 seed.
Honestly, I love that.
That's hilarious.
I love biased picks.
There you go. Laugh if you want, America. I'm telling you, this dog knows more than I do.
I mean, this literally
there is. There it is. There you go, haters. You have everything you need. Throw it back in our face.
Yes.
Those are your picks. I'm gonna go now. Tweet about Brad Stevens going to IU. Do you have any parting thoughts, Tate?
Illinois, the Big Ten year. That's all it is. That's all you need to know.
Moses, speak. Say goodbye. Speak. Speak. That was a bad one. Speak again. Speak again. Moses, speak. Speak.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
See you guys.